Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
The intercontinental ballistic missile. The book of SIRACH, chapter 21 and verse 1. My son,
but those things which God before had shewed by the mouth of all his
Why do we live in these conditions? Because these are not good conditions.
That's idolatry, because we are a rebellious people
right now. So you ever ask, like, why do we get persecuted? How can
like
we
it's a fine brass.
But our people are so destroyed, they actually think that this is normal. This is not normal. You know, it's not normal to be out here with trash all over the place. You got bullet holes at the bus stop. You got people passed out, either drunk or on drugs. This is not normal. This is a bad condition. So why do we live like this? The brother's going to show you. Just give him a few minutes. Show him why we curse, so he can understand the importance of knowing who you are, and more importantly, what we can do to lift these curses, because that's what he's teaching.
What you gonna do in the kingdom?
How you doing? What's on it?
Come up out of her, my people.
And you got Phinehas the street. These type of things. You gotta come up against that.
I'm just trying to reach the masses. When they do it, turn to ashes. Flames of fire in the sky. He gain a mansion. And when the king returns, he swing a sword and slay the dragon.
Right, we got to keep the commandments. You got to know the commandments.
Did you hear what it means to believe? Did you hear that? What it means to believe? What does it mean? No. What does it mean to believe in God? Let's get it back. Let's get it for the sister. Thou sayest. Let's get it out the Bible. Let's listen to what God says believe means. Because we don't have to guess, Tina. We don't have to wonder and come up with something deep. Believing means the stars and the moon. No. Believing is simple. It's in plain black and white. That's right. I got you. Read.
SIRACH chapter 32 verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment.
It said if you believe, you're going to listen and do these commandments. So this brother believes. This brother believes so far. Because you got to know the commandments to do them. We weren't taught the commandments. Right. We were taught how to be slaves by this man here. We were taught how to be slaves by Christianity. Right. We were taught we can do whatever the hell we want. We were taught we don't have to do the commandments. What type of sense does that make, right? I believe I'm going to get paid every week. Why? Because I work. If I don't work, I'm not going to sit back like I believe I'm going to get a paycheck. It's not going to happen. You have to do something. Look, it's okay. Read.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
I think that's when you first walked over. You see the order? You in agreement with that, right? You should have a man over you, right? Because the scripture says, without a hedge or without a man over you, that you're going to be spoiled. You damn right. We need men out here first. But then once you're around men, you got to be in subjection to them.
That's right.
Of godly men.
Bring it up.
I'm not telling you listen to these little boys.
Right.
That's dressed like men.
Right.
Because they gonna lead you astray. They gonna lead you back in the Christian church. They gonna lead you back to drinking all day. They're going to lead you back to eating pork. They're going to lead you to damnation and destruction. Follow men that's following this Bible.
That's right.
Read.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonor of his head.
Hey, brother, I forgot your name again? Lewis, what does that mean? Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonor of his head.
If you got your head covered and listening to the word, getting the right knowledge, he can come down and put, he can curse you.
That's right. All praises. All praises. So you got that sense? So while the Bible coming out, men are supposed to do what? Take their head covering, whatever covering they have on their head, remove it, right? Here's the other part of it, the sisters. I got you, Lewis.
Verse 5, but every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
So sis, you're supposed to have your head covered. Now I know you might not be prepared, and you probably never heard that before, because they don't read this Bible in the church.
Right.
They don't teach you laws.
That's right.
What you got, Lewis? You got questions? Lewis, is it a question?
Yes. I want to ask.
Is it a question or you teaching?
No. It's a question, but I want to ask. But
all right, Lewis, if I hear a question, we're going back to this Bible.
Shouldn't I was reading a woman's head covering is her head.
It's her hair?
Yes.
It's her hair? What? Keep reading. Keep reading. This is what you probably read.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonor of her head. For that is even all one as if she were shaven.
So it's disrespectful, like if she cut her hair off. But let's get some sense. If a woman's covering is her hair, and you need to uncover your head, should you shave? Is my head covered right now because I got long hair?
Bring it up.
I'm talking to you, Lewis.
No.
It makes no sense. That's not true. Because if that was the case, I would have to shave my head, and the Bible just said don't shave your head. Right? Back to get the fringes. We never got that. So look, remember, we were talking about the statutes of being an Israelite. How must you look? So we know we don't bald our head. We know we don't cut off our beards. This is something else. Read.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
If you look at every man out here in purple, look at them right now. Look at that. Look at what they're wearing. What do you notice about their shirts?
They got blue around the borders where they go.
And what else are on the bottom of their shirts? Fringes. Because it's a commandment. And it holds a purpose. Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
So you can remember. So when you're going off, because when you first start this walk, it ain't easy.
Right.
When you think about going back to some of the little boy stuff you used to do, you can look at your fringes like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be an Israelite. I'm supposed to be a man. Matter of fact, I keep saying it. Give me 1 Kings 2. I keep talking about being a man and what it means to be a man without explaining it. I'm going to show you. Read.
1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 3. Verse 2. I go the way of all the earth.
This is it's David. He said, I go the way of all the earth. I've been everywhere. Read.
Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man.
So he said, be strong and show you. Be a man. He said, be a man. Read.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses.
So this says, if you're not doing God's laws, you are not a man. You are a boy. You understand that? You ain't seen men until we came out here. Ain't no men out here. That's the problem. We can't rule if we don't have men. We got a bunch of little boys who will listen to anything the white man tells them. Anything the Arab man feeds him, he'll eat. Anything the Chinese man feeds him, he'll eat. Because he has no idea, he has no clue what God's laws are or why he's doing them. He has no idea why we say stop eating pork. Give it to me. Give me the scripture. Give me Leviticus.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he is unclean to you.
I got it. God said that's unclean to you.
Absolutely.
Once you study that animal, you understand it has no sweat glands. It can't get rid of any toxins. It can digest poison. It's a walking, moving garbage truck.
I was looking at the science. I found a 2013 Consumer Report that discussed how 69% of raw pork samples were contaminated with a number of different bacteria and parasites, particularly very high in Yersinia enterocolitica, which is a really bad parasite to get. It causes a lot of GI stress, so gastrointestinal stress, diarrhea. I mean, a lot of reports of people die all over the world with this sort of infection. And so it's very, very hazardous.
A big Consumer Reports study found a high rate of contamination in pork chops and ground pork from a kind of bacteria that continued to the emergency room. ABC's Dr. Richard Besser brings us the whole picture.
You don't know its name, but you may be one of the 100,000 Americans who get sick each year from a bacteria called Yersinia. And today's study explains why. Consumer Reports tested pork, the types you'd buy in the supermarket, including pork chops and ground pork. They found that nearly 70% of the samples they tested had the dangerous bacteria Yersinia on them. Ground pork turned out to be even more risky than pork chops.
This should be a wake-up call to the American public. What are we doing in terms of monitoring the safety of pork, and what can we do in the future?
This bacteria can hit hard. In a matter of days, you'll experience fever, cramps, bloody diarrhea that may last for weeks, especially common in children. Cooking the pork thoroughly does kill this bacteria, but be careful. It's easy to spread it to the surfaces of your kitchen, the plate, the cutting board, your hands, anything the raw pork touched. Take a look at this kitchen where we handled meat. All the dots? Germs.
Also, on top of that, you know, pigs are known to carry tapeworms, which, believe it or not, very, very common. And once we get tapeworms in our system, they're very hard to eliminate. I work with a lot of clients using parasite protocols in order to help eliminate these things, but it's very challenging in order to do that. Parasites will reduce your immune system and put chronic stress on your body. A lot of these people with parasite infections, they don't sleep well at night because parasites stimulate stress hormones at night. Stress hormones go up, the individual doesn't sleep well. In fact, that's one of the signs that you may have a parasite is, you know, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, all of a sudden you're wired, right? And you just can't fall asleep. You struggle to fall asleep no matter how hard you try. That is actually a sign, right, that a well-versed clinician will say, possibly there could be a parasite playing a role here. And pork is one of the biggest carriers of parasites. So, you know, we look at the science, it just shows that we've got all these parasites in the animal products. And now we can cook, and we can try to really cook it at a high temperature to kill off as many of these parasites as possible. And that's definitely effective to a degree. But some of the parasites are actually so virulent, they're so resistant that they can survive even high heat.
But you like pork chops good though. Austin Nick, but I like bacon. Well, you like death. You like cancer. You like gout. You like high blood pressure. You like everything that come with that. And you like being a little boy. Give me verse 9.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the water, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
So we're going to slow that down. Look, it said everything in the waters. Any pond, lake, river, ocean. It has to have two things. It's criteria. It has to possess two things. If it's missing one, it's unclean.
Right.
What are the two things? Read it.
All that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Let's go. Why? Why, God? Why can't I eat catfish? It's got fins. It don't got scales though.
When it eats you, you drop in the water.
That's right. That thing, it's like, why, God? It's delicious. Well, do you know scales are a defense against bacteria for fish?
Right. That's right.
Do you know if you don't have fins as an aquatic animal and you can't move, you'll collect bacteria. And you are what you eat.
Yeah. Right.
It's simple. So that's why you can't eat catfish, because like you said, if I drop in the water, they eat me. That's why you can't eat crabs. They do the same job that a pig does. Crab got little fins. It ain't going far. So it's going to eat whatever drops to it, which includes fish doo-doo, dead bodies. The white man is destroying the oceans. He's putting nuclear waste in it. Your shrimp, crab, and lobster are consuming the nuclear waste, and you're taking it, dipping it in butter, and saying, that's delicious. White man, feed me some more poison. Because I'm a little boy. Just like you'll let them come in your neighborhoods, drop drugs off, sell them to your people, kill your people, consume the drugs, die as a people, and ask for more because you're a little boy.
Right. That's right.
We gotta stop being men.
That's right. Teach those people.
We gotta stop wanting to be equal with these people. Give me Deuteronomy 4:4. We have to show our wisdom as God gave it to us. Like you said, sis, ain't no men out here. I'm gonna tell you what, ain't no sisters out here either. It's a bunch of loudmouth bees. It's a bunch of whores, thoughts. Ain't no women out here that can even raise up a son and say, you know what, son, you need to be a man. You need to read and follow these commandments. Because look, I can't teach you how to be a man, but God can. As a matter of fact, we need to get around some godly men. So you got daughters, you got our daughters, because they are our daughters, that hate their children. How do I know they hate their children? Because they don't teach them the laws of God. That's hatred. Hold that. Give me Ephesians 6:1. I'm going to show you. That's hatred. Says, right. Get you a flyer. Make sure you get a flyer. Get the sister flyer. Listen, I got one law for you real quick. Real quick before you go. Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
We ain't gonna play semantics, sis. Women don't wear what pertains to a man, that's pants. That's right. Wear dresses, sis, keep the commandments, make haste.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.